Right then. So setup wise, for the most part, is decent. Just a couple of tweaks you made at the start. There's a little drop in your right shoulder back a little bit, just to get you a little more what you felt, I think, driver setup. In reality, every golf shot you're going to play, your right hand's beneath your left hand, so therefore your right shoulder needs to have that same sort of tilt. The main issue now in terms of your backswing is the lack of twist here now and the lifting of the arms. So at this position here now, you've got barely any gap between your hands and your head. Haven't really turned back now. So unless you just stop the swing and just basically just swish your arms at it, which is bloody hard to do, as you come back down to the golf ball now, your club's going to start working outside here. As you come into impact, we can see the club face now catching the hosel, and it either shanks off this way, back ends over here somewhere, or just tops dead straight, none of which are going to be an ideal shot for you to play, okay? So if we go back to that backswing position there now and then compare these practice moves you're making, this is all the stuff we're talking about now. In an ideal world, we say be off the mat, away from the hitting area, okay? So you're thinking now, the difference in that backswing. Yeah, your left arm now going across your chest, the gap now between your hands and your head's increased a lot more. The club's gone back further because you've turned more, okay? So now when the club comes back down here, we can see the club coming back down a little bit more through kind of your right forearm. Whereas if we look at this move here now, it's very steep. You can see there now. So this club now is quite vertical, quite steeper. And as you come sort of what would be into a hitting area here now, that club now would be coming more from kind of what we call an inside path. Basically like a foot kick in a football going that way, yeah? Whereas this one just coming out and across it too much. All caused by, say, the lack of twist in the backswing and you getting a little bit kind of stuck, I suppose, with nowhere to go. So that's the rehearsal. Up the top, and then let it just fall down as a rehearsal there, back to start again. Up the top, let it fall back down, okay? And you can see even when you're just letting the club fall back down, how much your hips will unwind down. And even there, the club's back at impact, your hips are still turned left of target because they're going to twist. It's almost impossible not to twist them, okay? So if we don't turn back far enough, those hips unwind and that club is going to be what we call outside, on the wrong lane here now, hitting that shank. So this is the rehearsal movements, all this thing. Then when you step in the golf ball now, whatever feels you've produced through all this, whether it's in your left hip, I think you said you felt you're stretching a bit more, or your right, whatever it is, doesn't matter. You've got to find a feel for that. Then when you step back to the golf ball here now, we're trying to get as much depth as we can. That's certainly a lot further back than where you were, okay? Now, even going back that far, you look where the club comes back down, because your body's so instinct at twisting, okay? It's still a little bit on the steeper side, and the club shaft is still a little bit outside the line, okay? So that club shaft, you can see sort of going through the ball there. Now, because you're able to twist your body out of the way, you've got the club working left, and actually hit a reasonable shot, hit the screen, and see the ball then sort of sailing on the left-hand side, slightly pulled. At least we're finding the middle part of the club to some extent, or at least part of the face that means the golf ball goes up in the air, okay? And you can at least play golf from there, but we've got to get that depth. Could you go back a bit further? Probably a little bit more, but compared to where you were, I mean, those two backswings, I mean, look at the gap between your head now, between your hands and your club, that is a much bigger gap than that. And that getting it further back behind you, but that's, a lot of times, to do that, you've got to be more relaxed, probably less frustrated with your game, and this is that sort of vicious spiral we get people when things start going wrong. It goes wrong here, we hit a bad shot, we get frustrated, we then hit the next one quicker, we get more frustrated, the shots gets worse, we get tighter, we get shorter, it gets worse, it just so stepping back away from the ball and going, okay, right,
I'm gonna breathe,
start again, step back, and again distinguish between hitting, thinking, and wherever, okay? When you think in the gym, if you're trying to lift a heavy weight, you're like, I'm trying to just step back, let your body like recover, start again. Don't just keep, I'm going to lift it, because once you've like trained to fail, you can't keep lifting it again. You've got to, okay, stop, restart again, and then we'll go back in a couple of minutes' time when I've just sort of had a recovery, shall we say, where I feel as I'm in a better position or better shape to lift this bloody weight, or hit this golf ball.
Okay.
All right, makes sense?
Cool.
Right, let's go back in some more shots, buddy, all right?
Just message my